EU is a Design with EU is a community for designers where we invite senior and experienced designers in the design community to share their knowledge and experience with other designers so we can learn from them. Design with EU would be too soon. We've been doing this for almost 2 years now, and we have all our resources from all the sessions recorded, for most of the sessions rather, recorded, and they're on our YouTube channel, right? So I'm pretty sure that there's nothing that you're trying to learn in design currently that you will not find on our YouTube channel. Name of our YouTube channel is Design with EU. A link would probably drop in the chat soon, and after this session, you can just head over to the YouTube channel and consume all of the resources, all of the amazing resources that we have there. But for today's session, we're going to be talking about product design and motion, and Olagoke is going to be doing enough justice to that. Before he starts, I'll just say a few things about him, and he can properly introduce himself afterwards. Um, Juwon Olagoke is a talented product designer with expertise in designing data-informed products for companies. He's been in this field for over 3 years and specializes in solving business problems for new and pre-seed stage startups. Is focused on creating solutions for NFTs and Web3 infra. He's committed to helping Web2 and Web3 startups scale to main net launch so that they can reach their full potential. Thank you so much, Joan. Really appreciate um, you having you here. And I'll just hand over to you, and you can do justice to the topic. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Um, Thank you for having me, guys. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Product Design and Motion on Design with EU. As she said, I'm a product designer. I've been doing this for 3 plus years now. But then I dabbled into motion design this year. So I've been working on, using motion to better deliver proper user experience and also to help with sales and marketing in terms of like doing promotion videos and creating explainers basically and whatnot. So that's part of the whole solving business problems, because that's a business problem right there. So I will be starting the whole talk by introducing my experience in motion design so far and how I've like linked it to my product design career and how it has helped me in terms of business, in terms of getting clients. And then I'll just show um, one or two things regarding the software I use and how it works generally, from planning frames in Figma to animating in Jita. So we'll just take one example, not to take too long. Is that fine? Does anyone have any questions so far? Okay, so basically, we all know okay, I would say we all know because I don't know, to be honest. I'm a UI UX guy by convention, and I recently just gained interest in wanting to make my interfaces more interactive, make the experiences better generally. And in doing that and researching, I stumbled on a platform called Jita. Okay, I think first Lottie files, to be honest. Yes, Lottie helps you basically just animate little components like icons and frames and whatnot in Figma. Right there, it's a plugin in Figma, and you can use it to just animate stuff, and it will reflect properly on your design, probably for icons or logos and smaller stuff like that. So I started to play around with it. I work with this design agency called Impact, and my PM there came to me one time and said, "Oh, we have a gig. We need to like make the UI elements on these people's platform We need to make them pop and give them better user experience. Let the user see the numbers moving here and moving there and whatnot. And it was quite challenging for me, but I just decided to watch some YouTube videos. I'll be sharing some in the link right now. I decided to like hop on YouTube, watch some stuff regarding Jita, and watch some videos around the principles of motion design as well, and learning things around easing in and easing out and how they translate to making your user experience better. Generally, looking at a flat interface is the norm, but you want some little bits of interaction here and there, some pointers, some feedback loops to be able to tell a user and guide the user, basically. So that's basically the way that product and motion design come hand in hand, to be able to just guide the user's interaction and make it a better experience. One second, I will be pasting one link to YouTube for viewing of like YouTube links generally, to view stuff across Jita, transitions, frames, all the little bits that go along with Jita. I'm sharing another link right now, which is sort of a it's the principles of motion design. Basically, it just gives you a run through on the smaller stuff. I don't want to like bore you people with really deep technical concepts and all of that stuff, because we'll get to the fun part. I'm just on the teacher part now. So yeah, now those are some resources you can just click through, and I'm sure from there, from these ones, definitely you'll be able to like find more stuff to dabble with here and there. All right. So does anyone have any questions so far? Okay. Since nobody has any questions, I will be going straight to there's this particular video on my timeline. I think it's the one that most people have seen. So I'll just run us through how I plan the frames in Figma and how I animate them in Jita. And also, I'll do that for a static screen for just a UI mobile app that I'm working on. Is that fine? All right. That's great. So give me a second to share my screen. You guys can see my screen, right?
Yes, we can.
Okay, so straight here. So this is the screen that we're looking at. So initially, you just land here, and this is it's like what's going on, right? It's a staking dashboard screen, and is supposed to have this banner here that slides. If I were to be giving information to a developer right now, telling him how this screen works, this is how I'll be doing it, or I'll have to like prototype it really complex in Figma and link my frames and make this slide. I will tell him that this is supposed to slide also from 0 to 10, from 1K to 12K, from 1K to 12K, or let's say 3K here as well. So what I've done is I've created a frame here. I'll show you guys. I've created a frame here in Figma, and I've put all the values that I would like to animate and slide up and down. And then I've gone further to frame that selection and then clip it. So all the other values don't show, basically. 1 second, please. All right, sorry about that. So basically, all the elements are hidden behind this frame. Again, what I did was I just created all the numbers I would like to animate in this box, and I auto laid them out, and I created a frame above them, or put them all in a frame rather, and now I'm just gonna clip them like that. So that slapped in here, and then we'll just go ahead and animate in Jitter right now. So the Jitter plugin is already installed. So I just come here, plugins, Jitter, opens up. I copy this, and then I open it in Jitter. What's going on? All right. So this is the Jitter. Um, this is the Jitter dashboard. This is how it looks. You basically have two tabs. You have one tab to design the screen and probably edit stuff around color, text, anything you want to do. You can make your edits here before you now go to the animate board, which is this guy that shows the panel down here of everything that you'll be layering, all your layers and frames and how you've animated them. But we'll get to that. So if everybody's cool up to this point, or if you have questions, I would like to address them. Or if we're fine, we can continue. Okay, I guess no questions for now. So basically, again, to reiterate, the first thing I did was to plan the animation in Figma. You get, this is just basically making a little screen of UI, have some movements, have some functions to bring it alive and make it a little bit more captivating. So the first thing I would like to animate is the welcome text. So I click on new animation here, and I use a sliding feature. I use this sliding feature, and I hit the direction to move downwards. I also reduce the time that happens in to make it sort of a slow animation, and you see that right there. That just comes in slightly. I also select this guy's new animation, probably do a sliding as well, come down just to create a uniform balance there. And you see we're in. So I don't want it to be too cluttered. I'm just going to leave these guys. There's no point really working at that tab to just make everything clumped, in my opinion, Sha. So I now want to animate this guy. It's supposed to be a slider that just keeps showing who has won what and this staking pool. Basically, it's a staking pool where people just join pools and they win prizes. So this banner is supposed to be showing who has won. This slider is supposed to be showing who has won and what wallet has won and the prices that were won. So I just create a custom animation here, and then I go to move. You see, I want it to keep moving to the left. So I take the start point from here, and then I just keep dragging it all the way here. So another thing I want to do is increase the timing. So for now, it will happen very fast because it's just on 1 second or even less than a second here, 0.8 seconds. So I want to expand it. I want to make sure that there's a lot of time here. So it just goes much slower. I think I experimented before and it had to be at 20 seconds. So I just drag this up to like that point, and then you see how that just starts to move there. So to make that better, in my opinion, I would change the starting point to this point here, and equally increase the time it's taking for the text in the slider to move. Yeah. Okay. So yes, now we have the welcome text, the search bar, all those guys are animating in slightly slowly, and now this is going in a pace that is good enough for anybody to be able to see and read, right? So now we're going to the other elements in the dashboard. These are the tabs that are illustrating the prices, the active pools, amount staked, and rewards earned. So I take this box and I just give it a sliding. I bring this here just to happen right after the header and that guy. It's just going to happen right after the header and this guy coming. Then this guy is going to animate and come in. So I just reduce the time it takes, because an important part of this is that you don't exactly want to everything is not supposed to take 5 seconds, 10 seconds just for this tiny screen to come in. So you want to make sure that it's not all taking too much time. Between a second or two, everything should happen, and that gives like, oh, a nice little welcome effect, and the user isn't distracted or having to wait a long period for the screen to load in. So immediately this guy loads in, I then want to do the animation for the animation that illustrates basically that, yeah, this number goes from 1 to 10. So I click on this new animation, I go to custom, I click move, and then this guy basically just comes down, and I just pull it and pull it and pull it. It's as easy as it looks, really. I just pull this guy and pull it all the way down here. And yeah, when I you see how that works basically. Now we have this guy happening at the same time. The active pools is coming into the screen, that tab. Yeah, so that's a bit more engaging than the screen just being static. Great. So now we do it for the same, we do it for the other screen, or the other tab rather. It slides in down, same length as this guy, happening just right after. And then the elements inside, of course, we're starting from no point, and then new animation, custom, move again. This guy blasts all the way down, and we're here. So that guy has moved in as well. And then the final one, new animation, sliding downwards, same length as this big guy up here, just right after. They cannot even happen at the same time. It wouldn't matter as long as the text is coming in after. So it's just basically an easing, and yeah. So now inside here as well, we want to move that all the way up first, so it gives the illusion that it's sliding in from up down. New animation, custom, move, and yes, we let's say this one is 9K, not two. Okay, and we have this here, and this is basically here. So in a second, all these guys have moved in. I think I'm noticing a bit of a glitch here. All right, and then we just have this guy to animate, and then these other guys here. So the hottest pools, custom. Let's just do a sliding again, just to be uniform. To be honest, I like to keep most of the easing animations uniform. Hottest pools, and all these guys can just come in subsequently. So new animation, sliding down, put it here. New animation, sliding down, put it right under. New animation, sliding. It's a lot of repetitive stuff. Yes. And yeah, that's pretty much all for that. As you can see how that eases in so nicely. So just to maybe add some funk here and there, let me move these guys. I don't like the fact that, yeah, you see, and now we have a much more interactive load up, and users can just see the banner slide in there. So to add, I just wanted to add this for some cool effects. So that's the mouse, and a custom fading brings it into the screen. Let's say now the user wants to start carrying out an action. So a custom fading brings it into the screen right there. Um, that same on that same layer, I create a new animation called the custom move. That move and it brings it all the way up here. So let's say I want to work on this particular, I want to enter this pool. That's why I did that. So you see what it does now. All these guys moved in, and that guy just moves up there. And I want to say this screen gets a new animation. Let's say it gets a stroke. Let's say it gets a stroke. The weight will be 2. The color will be green. Of course, like the, yeah, and it will happen right there. Let's see if it does. Okay, it hasn't come up. Let me see if it does now. Not yet. I guess I'll figure that one out too. But yeah, you move there and then you can hover or click. So I will export this now, and you can see the whole thing. Yeah. So this is what it will look like on export, and this perfectly just illustrates everything, every activity that this screen can possibly carry out. So up to this point, do we have any questions so far? Oh, I just saw one. I'm curious about this one. Okay, yes. Olaranwaju Ahmed, yes. Jita does support for exporting animations for any form of app or web app development that you like to carry out. It has an extension for GIF. It has an extension to export to Lottie, as you can see here. Let me see. Okay, let me click this guy here instead. So you see here, it has GIF, it has Lottie, it has Lottie for web only and GIF. So you can actually get it in JSON file format. So yeah, it supports for regular web design mobile app development, anything, any kind of custom illustrations you like to make. And I like it because it's simple to use. It's much more easy to navigate the interface as compared to. I'm not hating on After Effects, but wow, that's a very, very complex interface right there. So yeah, to answer that question, that pretty much does it. So does anybody have any questions so far? Be it based on Jita, the journey learning, anything at all before. All all right. So I guess Onome can go first and then Isaac will follow.
Hi, good evening.
Good
So I
evening.
noticed the interface you just created. I noticed you designed a mouse icon.
Yes.
Yes. Does the designer have to design that himself, or the developer has to work on the mouse effect?
The mouse. Oh no 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 no
Yes,
no no
the
no. That
mouse effect you created.
no. I just did that for illustrating purposes, just to show you guys how the that would move. I wanted to make a hover effect there, but it didn't quite turn out well, so that's why. But the developer doesn't have to do any of that. It's just a showcase, basically.
Okay, I think I also saw a website that the same over effect you did.
Yeah.
I think it was a circular motion effects,
Okay.
unlike this normal arrow mouse icon we do see on our
Oh,
screens. Yes. Does
oh,
the designer have to do that design himself too? Or that has to be the work of the developer?
Actually, I don't think it's the work of. I don't think anybody really like develops cursors or stuff like that. I think cursors must be custom setting. I'm not sure how that works, but I don't think developers or designers worry about cursor design mostly. It's just stuff that is existing. There's a way they'll set it up. I know the developer does that, but they just choose from probably a set of them. I think so.
Okay, so they have their own custom designs.
Yeah, yeah, they should definitely.
Oh, okay. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
All right, Mr. Isaac, I guess you can ask your own question now.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, thank you so much for this the session so far. When I saw the topic, I was excited because motion is one area that always get me excited. So I started exploring like late last year, but then I stopped because the whole movement in and getting to do something and see it behave the way you want is quite exciting. But then after that, I think I worked on a project that I later view it later and I noticed that everything is just moving. So I be like, nah, I had to stop for a bit. So my question is this: is there like one or two principles we can throw out there for us as pointer to guide how we explore motion in product design? Because I don't know, there might be a thin line where you can cross from having motion that guide users to
Yeah,
having too much of
definitely.
movement. Eh,
Definitely. So that was there's this link I sent to the group chat. Thank you for that question. Really great question actually, because it's easy to go from what works to what just fucks up the user's permit my language please, the user's experience, you understand? So it's very easy to for motion to be too much. There are situations where it's just too many effects, too many sliders, too many animations, and you just clump what the user is trying to do. But then I shared this there's this Alan Becker tutorials on YouTube that I usually use. I just watch a lot of the animation videos here. So um there's this one I sent 12 principles of animation. I sent it to the video chat here. Okay, let me send that again. Since I guess some people were not here. There's this. there's this, and then there's this one to get started in Jita. Probably just go through some of the animation videos they have here. You see layers, animation, Apple, event summary. Okay, no, that one doesn't follow videos. They have a couple of videos on basic stuff in Jita here, and a couple of videos across the internet generally, just giving you intro to um, motion design generally. Let me share the link to this other one here as well. Yeah. So also, if you like to use explore After Effects, you could look at tutorials on YouTube that can give introduction to After Effects there as well. So I hope that helps with your question.
Yeah, thank you. I'll check out the videos.
All right, thank you so much for that. Okay, I think we have Donald Durus here.
Hi, John. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, sorry, I was gutted to like miss like most of the class, but
Yeah.
I wanted to come in earlier as possible, but I think I missed the link. I
Okay.
just wanted to ask some questions.
All right, go ahead,
The
please.
first one, I think you've answered the first one because I was asking about like Jita as a software. Are they enough tutorials? Because that was one of the things I was like weary about because I was
I'll be
checking out
honest.
Jita
Yeah,
like
there
last 2 weeks ago.
aren't enough tutorials to be honest. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I wanted to ask, but you sent a link to that. So thank you for that. Then the second question was like Jita as adding into your stack as a designer, because
Mm-hmm.
I am a web and product designer,
Mm-hmm.
right? So I was trying to like know if it's worth it like in the long run, adding
Okay.
into your stack as a designer. What are the pros and cons?
Okay.
Where does it stretch to? Where do you need it the most? And in what situations would it not be like really applicable? So that's what I just really wanted to know. Thank you.
Right. So um I would be tempted to say for someone like a developer and a primary UI UX guy, I wouldn't say, oh, it's an absolute skill to have like motion design, but then it's a plus for you to create designs and then be able to make them guide the user's perspective. Like you have a landing page, you have some visuals, some illustrations, and then things just tend to move on their own. It's a great plus, it's a great skill to have. But in terms, I know you're asking in terms of like long run monetization, being able to get value for it, right? I was going to get there. So the way I've gone about my own motion design stack is I've learned it to be able to one create custom animations for UI design landing pages and web apps. That's one. Custom animations ranging from um, micro interactions to actual full on interactions and whatnot happening across your landing page and your web app, right? And the second way I've been able to utilize this motion design stack is creating explainers. And I'll say for for me personally, this is the way I've been able to make the most of it. I'm quite new in motion. I've been doing this for say, let's say 4 months now, and I've had say 4 gigs now from creating explainers. So this is another way to make money off motion design, monetize, being able to get value for it, put yourself out there, creating explainers, promotional videos in Jita. That's the way that you could that could be of value to you. So I hope that answers your question. And I could also illustrate how I go about making my explainers as well.
Yeah, it does. It does really help. I hope you don't mind. I might jump into your DM 1 or 2 times
Absolutely no
just to
problem.
just like ask for assistance or something, if you don't mind.
Definitely.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Okay. So I Remaya UX Life. Please, you can.
Good evening. Good
Really,
evening, everyone. Yeah, sorry, am I audible?
yes, you are.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much, John. I joined the call pretty late. I found the link very late and I just joined and I was able to catch on a little bit of stuff. But for me, this is a little bit very timely because I'm currently working on something where I need some motion animation. And then I tried exploring After Effects, but it was just too bulky. It was just too much. It was just so much to figure out. And seeing what you did and seeing how you were able to move from Figma down to Jita and everything. So I just want you to give me a bit of a little overview of the learning curve. Is this something that would take me maybe weeks to figure out? Or is it something that once I jump on the Figma board and start to push pixels around, I'll be able to create something? And yeah, I'll also maybe check you out on Twitter and just buzz you up if you don't mind.
I don't mind at all, no problem. You can always reach out to me. So,
Awesome.
about the learning curve, it's not steep. I had to, I was in a similar situation with you, to be honest, and I had to like create custom animations for a landing page. So I started in Figma and just prototyping stuff. There's no way to export it. You get so I then stumbled on Jita, and within I would say I do have a little bit of video editing experience, so I have a little bit of um, experience with the interface of the software. They have kind of similar software to edit videos and to edit animations, After Effects. You can make videos there and whatnot, and then Jita you can also make videos, and so it's similar. So I have some experience there, but it didn't take me up to 4 or 5 days to figure Jita out and actually get some animations exported and sent to our development team. So I don't reckon it should take you too long, although the first few days might be a bit difficult and you might find things hard here and there. It plugins in what sense, please? Maybe you should unmute and ask again. It is a plugin. It's a plugin in Figma. So basically, I think let me just quickly show you. Let me just quickly do the second animation I was going to do, so you see how it works basically. So, is there any other question before we go into that part? Okay, I'll just go right ahead then. So yeah, I would like to create an explainer, just basically saying you can now create, share, and track elections and polls, right, on Swing. So that's basically just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scenes, and that will end the explainer video. So the first thing you want to do is plan all your scenes, right? Make sure you have them planned out. And then the next thing you want to do is this guy is going to be inside this guy, who is going to be inside this guy, because that's how they're going to like come up. You understand in a second. So I put this guy in here. I hit shift, I drag him all the way down. So it's not visible, but then it will still come along. So I drag this guy and I put him inside here as well. I drag this guy. Okay, I can put this guy up or down. Anyway, it's fine. So yeah. So yes, now I've created all my frames. It's the same thing that is here anyway, maybe just a different arrangement. I've created all the frames and I now go to Jita. So it's a plugin in Figma. To answer that question, it's a plugin in Figma. You install it in Figma, and then when you copy the frame, you click copy here, it loads it up, and then it just opens up that whole interaction you have or whatever frame you've copied from Figma. It takes the whole thing and it opens up in Jita. That's a mistake. Yes. So you see now we are here, right? I want to start the explainer now and I animate this guy like that. You. So you see now I've started it. You. All I did again to show that I clicked on this guy. You can see my panel here. New animation sliding. And that's the first thing that happens. So I go and click on this desktop. You see it's clipped in here. New animation, custom, move, drag that down. So now I want it to happen immediately after that U arrives. So now we have you can. I open up this and there's another frame here. Let me do that again so you can see clearly. So yes, you can. So in this same frame, there's the third desktop screen that was there. It's the same custom animation. You move it. And you move it this way. So you can now right. I hope I was still following. If you have any questions, you could let me check if anybody has any questions so far. Okay. So yeah, now on the fourth interaction, a custom move again for this guy to pop up like this. And then we want to continue this animation, custom move, create. Okay. No, I would even like to start it from a null point. Yeah, so now that this guy is in, we want to make these guys animate and come up one after the other. I've clicked on the text frame that is inside that clipped frame and I go new animation, custom, move. I move that guy up, centralize it, make sure it's within that frame and it shows properly. Yeah. Same animation again to move. And so real quick, it just puts a default of 4 seconds there. So I'm just expanding that. That's what I'm doing down here. The amount of seconds that the video is going to take. So we have you can now create, share. So now I'm going to add the third visual here. New animation, custom move. So the share is going to move again to bring track. Remember, we set up all these things in Figma already, so it's quite easy to just move around them here. So you see, create, share, track. Yeah. So basically, you can now create, share, track. And then I want this guy to appear now. So I just do a fading effect. Sorry if that was too fast. So new animation and fading. So it basically appears right at the end of this create, share, track. I think I would like a sliding, yeah. I prefer a sliding effect. So immediately after these three guys create, share, track, they go in. They are all unnatural, right? There's no easing here, to be honest. I forgot to mention that. Really important. There's no easing. I didn't really add anything, but you can play around these guys. Sometimes you can use slow down. You see, it doesn't really change much, but it gives it a more um a slower effect, basically, right? Or you could just play around them. You could use bounce as well. You see that if I change it to bounce, it just pops on. So yeah, play around them when you're experimenting and just pick whichever one suits what you're working on. So I've made this guy come in on a slow down effect. It has slid in from under, basically. And now I want it to fly up because it's a rocket, basically, or a plane or whatever that is. Sha. So I want that same item to now move up from where it is to give an effect that is pulling this bottom screen here up. So you can see that happened. Let me zoom in again to show you what happened. Create, share, track, and it appears and vanishes, appearing like it flew up. And then at that exact same time that that guy is flying up, where is that desktop screen? Yeah, this frame is going to custom move up as well. So this guy comes all the way up at that exact same time. You see that? So what I did was I placed it on the exact same time length as that arrow popping up out of the screen. So from here, create share track, it appears and then it drags the other screen up. In this screen, this guy animates definitely a sliding. That's the text. Immediately that screen pops in. Doesn't have to be this long. And then this guy spins in. Doesn't have to be long as well. This guy also can move in and scale. Move in and scale. Yeah, that looks good. I can reduce the length a little bit. So we're still under 10 seconds here. And then these guys can sort of just animate into the screen, sliding. This guy comes down in a shorter, in a much shorter time frame. This guy also comes downwards like that, much shorter time frame because they are just little interactions. You don't want them eating up too much time. They're just stuff that should happen sharp, sharp. So let's see what it's looking like up until this point. All right, so we're almost done. We're almost at the final screen. I'm targeting 11-12 seconds max. This guy can animate in a mask in sequence right after all his bodies here. Mask and reveal. So I think yeah, this one works better, and it can come in a slow down effect. That's quite fast. Okay, I guess this works. And then Mr. Mouse fades in, appears from nowhere, just right after the animation happens, right? And then Mr. Mouse again moves. Oh shit, it's under this guy. So I just come here and bring it above, right? So now it's above the main guy. You see now. Ah, why so fast? Relax. Okay. So I think this guy is going to, yeah. And then we want to give the button an illustration of gaining size, or like something happening immediately the mouse enters the environment. So we'll make it scale by say 90%. You understand? So immediately that click enters there. Oh boy, that didn't look like it too. So immediately the mouse enters, that button goes smaller, and then at that exact same time we're moving into the final frame. Where's you, buddy? Where's you, buddy? Yeah, which is this guy. New animation, custom move. Yeah. And so new screen in. Let's see what that looks like right now. Yes. And then this guy, new animation, moving and scale to kind of give an illustration of everything jumping into the screen. It moves in and scales. This guy can come from under, sliding from under, and it can happen in like a bounce. Just right after, I think these guys are too long as well. And we can have you and you slide up, and then these guys at the back as well, spinning. So I'll be reducing the length of these guys, bringing them here, and then these guys as well. Doesn't really matter, but all the way here. Yeah. So that basically ends our explainer. I believe 20-30 minutes. You can now create, share, track elections and polls. It gives you an illustration to create events, and then verify your votes, secure your voice. That's basically it. So I would now go and export this in MP4. Download. Go to CapCut. CapCut is a audio. Okay, everyone is still following. Yeah, I'm getting there now. So CapCut basically lets you sorry, I had one project here. Yeah, so We upload to CapCut. CapCut is where I add audio to my videos. So you see the video is here, 3.5 megabytes, not too large. It uploads to the yes, it uploads to the deck here, and I put that in. I don't know why it's still loading up. Oh, okay, we're live. And now I first would like to add the micro, I like to call them micro audio here, 2, 3, something giving a bit of a swooshy sound that illustrates that this guy is flying. So I come to audio and I search swoosh. Yeah, so I just like that pick one. So I'll just go for one. So if you hear now, share, track, you get, you just basically drags that guy up. So here again, I would like to add a click effect for the point where the mouse falls into that create event. I'll come here again. I'll, I'll go to click and I add that right there. So it clicks, it brings it in here. Also here, I would like to add a ding effect, like ding at the exact point where these shapes behind just slide in. So here's one, and I'll just add that right there. So yeah, now it will be something like this. I click there, and immediately this guy comes in. You hear the thing. So that ends video call to action, like, oh yeah, visit swing and stuff like that. So now that those micro sounds have been added, I'll just look for one nice video animator background audio. Just basically scan through. This part is usually tedious and stressful, and it takes time. But let's see. Let's look for something. Mm, let me see how this one works. Not bad. Not bad. I'll say a bit too fast, but still works. Let me see if this is the original audio for the video anyway. Yeah. So I want this click to be louder. Come here and give it some more volume. I would also like this swoosh to be a bit louder. And yes, so that's basically all for the video creation. I come here, I name it export, and download. So yeah, let me quickly move this share to my second screen so you can see what we've made. Okay. And that's all. So yeah, if you have more questions, let me know. Let me know what you'd like to learn. Yeah, picking sounds is quite fun.
Thank
Thanks.
you, John. That was really insightful. I really, really enjoyed this session. If you have questions, you can ask. I mean, we would be entertaining questions now for like next 2 minutes. So if you have any, you can just unmute or add it in the chat.
Hi, Juan. So in terms of this Jita now, like I'm thinking you can use it for like a variety of stuff. If I'm not wrong,
Yeah, you're
like
right.
so like you personally, what do you use it for aside maybe making product animation videos? Do you use it for like design reels or something else? Just like give me like what would they call it now?
Actually,
Examples of yeah
it,
how you use it or
yeah,
how
it
you can
can do a
apply
lot of
it.
stuff. It depends on what you're trying to do. I could say I'll call it a content creation powerhouse, but it depends on you. What I use it for is just animating UI elements and animating explainer videos, creating explainer videos. That's majorly the direction I've been going. But the possibilities are endless. To be honest, you can ask any interface you're trying to animate. You could use Jita for that. Probably even create content for your social media, showcase your own posts like in a visual portfolio, create a video of your own designs, showcase tweets in animations, many applications there, to be honest.
All right, thank you very much. I enjoyed the session. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
All right, thank you so much, John. Can people reach out to you on your social media?
Yeah, for sure. UIsnazz on Twitter. Let me copy my profile link. It
All
can
right,
just
thank you. This session would also be on YouTube. We'll be uploading on YouTube sometime during the week. So if you need to go back and check a few things that he has done, I know that I would definitely do that. You can just check it out on our YouTube channel. The links to our socials and our YouTube channel would be in the chat, and you can just click through from there. At Design with You, we also have a small announcement to make. So we are trying to scale up the community. We're trying to allow people grow more, right? And we've discovered that there's actually a gap there, and we want to solve that problem. But we need feedback from the community before we start that. So I'll be sending a Google form now. I would really, really appreciate if everyone on this call can, check it out, fill it, and so that we can get feedback from you and we know how best to serve the community. Um, Thank you, Juwon, for this very, very insightful class. We really, really appreciate. Thanks for honoring our invite. Um, Thank you guys for also coming to um, attend this session. We really appreciate. Um, Subsequent sessions rather would be posted on our Twitter, so you can follow us there, so that you can get like the post here when we have one. So because we have like a lineup of different um speakers, right? Yes, I just posted the link to the Google form and the link to our socials, and Joan's Twitter link is also here. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Really appreciate it. Have a nice time. Bye.
Thanks for attending, guys. Have a nice evening, everyone.
Good night. Thanks so much.
Yeah, good night. Thank you.